Yes, sir, Skid. You tuned into another edition of Infinite Vibes, provided by Taste, powered by Dash Radio. I'm Moran, the man, D-Lou, and DJ B-Lax are in the building as well.
Yeah.
And we're in the presence of somebody who is just out here doing her thing, going crazy on the internet with relationship advice and
Queen
music.
Period. What she saying?
Queen vibes. Right. We got a queen in the building.
We absolutely do. Please introduce yourself to our listeners, ma'am.
Hey y'all, I'm Daujee Keys, influencer / rapper.
Oh.
So yes, that's me.
That made you laugh. So like, this is new to you, the rap?
I mean, I've been rapping for a long time, but when I first started rapping, it used to be in my car. I used to go viral and hit millions of views from rapping in my car on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
But I just used to joke around. Like my friends were like, oh, here go a beat, rap on it, and then I'll be rapping, and then I'll post it, and it'll go viral.
That's how it started.
Yes,
Freestyling.
I was just freestyling,
Yeah.
but then that's when I seen they liked it, and I was like, you know what, let me put a song out. So then when I first put my first song out, it would went up, and I was like, oh, hey, y'all like this stuff. Because as a rapper, people gotta like you.
Right.
So I'm like, it's different when they like you something one time versus when they continuously like you. I was like, okay, you on to something. Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, you on to something. And then I just kept it going. So that's how it all started.
So like, what made you do that first freestyle? Like, was it like something you would do like in your room by yourself?
Yeah.
And you was like, man, I'm about to just share it with people.
Yeah, what it was I was a big fan of like NBA YoungBoy at the time.
Okay.
And he was young as ever when I was a big fan of him before he was even big. I used to be listening to him. And like Nicki, I was a big fan of her and stuff. So then I was just like, you know what, I want to start rapping. And then I'm somebody who, even being an influencer, I learned from, because a lot of people tend to learn from other people's mistakes after they make their own. I learned once I see them make them. So after that, I just realized that I was on to something, that I knew something, that I was smarter. So I was like, you know what, let me use what I see into these raps and hopefully they like it. It was like, oh, I fuck this, because we be really going through this stuff. Because I talk about not only just rap, I talk about stuff that women actually be going through.
Right.
So
Not
it's
just
both.
your
Yeah.
ass and titties, but
Yeah,
like real life situations.
Like I really be talking about some stuff in my raps, and that's one thing I could say that I love. I stand out different. I don't got to talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So yeah.
Where
that's
you
what
from?
make it I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
I moved here last year in June.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Oh,
So.
new.
Yeah, I'm a little new. I'm getting my feet wet, but I love it here. It feel like my city already. Yes, for sure.
And you ain't got to
for
deal
sure.
with them winters.
Right.
Yes, because the snow ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah.
Tall as my boots. I'm so serious.
wow.
Like snow is real
And she
tall.
got the Prada boots, don't play.
Okay,
You gotta
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire. So,
Yeah.
you know, for somebody who has been doing this, I guess we could say for a short amount of time, you're
Yeah.
clearly popping.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you to take to take in all of this success?
It feel weird because like we were out yesterday. Me and my little sister was out eating yesterday, and like I'll come in the restaurant and like Daujee, and I'm like.
You popping,
Hey, girl. I'm like, hey, girl. But I'm starting to get it a lot, like when I'm walking through the mall. And sometimes it's like, you know, it's different because you looking at yourself like a normal person still, but other people are looking at you as something different, so you kind of got to adapt. So it's like sometimes you be wanting to, you know, sometimes I be with my son, and I be like, you know, because I do have a 6-year-old. And I don't be feeling like being bothered, but then I be like, you know, come on, let's take this picture real quick. So it's definitely different. It's definitely
Happy
so
belated
different.
Mother's Day.
Thank you. Yes, for
What's
sure.
your age?
Me, I am 24.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So you had them at 18.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How
Had my
was
son
that
at.
experience for you?
It was a blessing and a curse because when I had my son, I was still young, so I didn't get to party and kick it, and like I had to be a mom, you know. So it was
And
definitely
you was a real
different.
mom, because let's be clear.
Yeah.
They be dropping them kids off.
Yes, they do. Because I had to like literally sit with my son and like raise him, and like it's still, he's with me now. You know, he's getting ready to leave and go with his dad for a while, but he have a good child's father. But yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
a blessing.
amazing. Yeah, yes, it's
Co-parenting is
amazing.
key.
Yes, because
For
it
sure.
never goes good sometimes. Yeah, so I'm blessed with that. So yeah, for sure.
Super dope.
Yes.
So, you know, one of your main things is that you give relationship advice to women.
Touche.
So, you know, what made you want to step into that box? Because I feel like we're seeing a lot of that now. and you're somebody had, you got a child, there might be naysayers with that, what made you want to step into that?
What made me step into doing girl talk, it all started from something that I said in my music. Somebody asked me a question about something that I said. I elaborated on it. It went like viral on Facebook overnight. I had like 5 million views. And there was so many comments like girls asking questions. I was like, hey, I really like the stuff I'm talking about because I am talking about some real stuff. So, and then it went from that to one question to me answering that one. Next thing you know, I'm just going viral all over Facebook and stuff like that. And I was just like, I went with it. I was like, you know what, y'all give me a question, I'm gonna answer it, and I'm gonna start doing it on my page. And then it just kept going. It kept going after that. So yeah, that's how it started. Fire.
Now, one of your most like controversial lines though, you said we don't fight over niggas, we replace them.
Yes.
Okay.
Break that down. Break that down.
I mean, well, what I mean is, because a lot of women, we not like men. Like when men, they can sleep with the same woman and still sit across from each other. Us, we sleep with the same dude and we in the same room and we know it, it's automatic tension, it's beef. It's always like some type of, oh, she mess with him, I mess with him. So I was saying it to say, like, we ain't fighting over these, what we fight for? Like, why can't we just be more like men? I think that's one of the things I'm trying to push so hard. Like, even in one of my last videos, I pushed it so hard with saying, can we just treat like men treat women, like, and we don't. It's like when we hear a man is like a hoe or a slut or whatever you want to call him, when we hear that he's that type of guy, we be excited like, oh, he been with her, I'm ready to talk to him, versus nah, I'm gonna just have a little fun or maybe just leave him alone and keep it going with myself. Like, it's different. Like with women, I don't know why we have this thing where it's just like we gotta, I can't even find a word. We just gotta mess with somebody, even if they've been with a lot of people. But it's not different. Men, they be like, oh, she been with who? She for the streets. I'm gonna just, have a little fun with her and pass her. It's not the same for us. Our feelings get involved so easily with different types. So that's what I was really trying to make a statement out of.
Like, do women fall in love with men that are kind of promiscuous versus men falling in love with women that are promiscuous?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because men do like hoes.
Yeah, they do. They do, but they don't promote it like we do.
Right.
Like, we're here. Y'all, they don't. Like coming up, when I was growing up, like, I grew up in, like, a rough area. So, we was coming up and we'd hear, like, a dude, that been passed around through. Girls be excited like he a celebrity. So I'm like, oh, he been with her. I'm ready to get with him.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm ready to get with him. I want to see what he about. So versus like, oh, no, I can't deal with him. It's never like that. It's like, oh, I can't wait to have my turn. Like, they love it. And I never understood why. And then they try to fall in love with him and then it ain't going right. And it's like, for what? But you knew.
You knew he was
He was right. You knew he was running around in the streets being wild,
But I mean, is it safe to say he was running around because he had options?
I mean,
because if all the girls in the neighborhood want to smash you,
true.
Why would he say no?
Exactly, true. But I mean, men make their choices like women do. I do not do double standards. Whatever you do, you can have a choice to do the same thing as another person. So I feel like even with women and men, we should both have those choices to say, nah, I ain't finna be just sleeping around just out here like that. So if you made that a choice, it's a choice. See, there's a difference between a choice and a mistake. That's what I always try to say. It's a difference between the two. And a lot of people are making choices. They're not mistakes. Because a mistake is something you do, you learn from it, and you get over it. A lot of people continue doing something. So I call it a choice. You're making an active choice.
It's a trait at that point.
Yeah, it's like a trait. Like, this is who you are. Like, this is who you are. This is not something you just, did one time and you're like, oh, I'll never do this again. Like, you're going to do this again in 2 weeks. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, one thing that did go viral was you addressing Lil Boosie.
Oh, yeah.
So to our listeners, that might be familiar, what happened? Like, are y'all cool? Have y'all spoken since?
Cool.
You and Boosie, like, are y'all?
No, I responded to something that I seen. It was a video that was going viral. People kept tagging me like, Daujee, look at this. Look at what he said. How do you feel about this? Like, sometimes when I speak on certain things, it's because people keep tagging me and things, and they want to hear me give an opinion about it. I don't know Boosie at all. I don't know who he. I don't know him personally, but he does say a lot of things pertaining to women that are like, slut shaming, especially to women, but it's never like for the men. It's like they could do whatever. So I just had to get it out when I saw the video. I was like, what? I was like, no, I got to speak on this.
How do you feel about men raising boys to think like that? Like, because he got sons.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel like?
I feel like it structures a man's mind, even a young boy, especially because they so impressionable when they're like young. I feel like you giving them one way to think instead of, you know, being two-sided, because not every woman that it's a difference between being a hoe and somebody saying that it's hoish ways. There's differences. Right. See, a lot of men like to call things that women do as hoish ways and stuff like that if they do things that are likely to men. Something that men would do, they're like, oh, she a hoe for that. If a man would do it, it's like, oh, she a hoe for that. Versus the complete opposite. It's like, why you can't think the same as a woman. When a man do it, why you can't think the same. So that's why I try to really force the double-sided standard a lot.
Why is that? Like, Moran, you being a man.
Right.
Why is that?
Hey, why is what?
Why do y'all have a double standard?
I mean, hey, why y'all have y'all double standards?
We not asking, don't do
The point I try to make is that's just how the world is. Like, I didn't make this shit. I didn't make this shit. Hey.
But y'all do call women, like, would you mess with a woman who has hit and quit?
I mean, like, I've been hit and quit. I have been. I've been ghosted.
Okay.
It's not that big a deal. It's life.
Right.
I don't think like the average nigga. Like,
see,
I don't think.
And see,
you know
some don't.
Different.
See, that's different. Some don't, because I grew up with all boys, so my brothers were like very double-sided. They weren't one-sided either.
Right.
So they would always be like, nah, don't let him tell you those. Like, somebody would tell me something like, oh, you talking to multiple dudes? I don't like talking to women who talk to multiple dudes. That's hoish to me. And it's like, but you talk to multiple women.
No, I mean, if I had to be devil's advocate with men, I feel like it's ego. Like, if you talking to multiple dudes, he can't have more money than me. He can't have, he can't be fresher than me. He can't, this is that and the third. But again, I don't think like that.
I think dudes be scared of competition too. Competition. It be the competition. A lot of dudes don't like to feel like they have to compete over a woman. They like to just have her, even if they're having other people. A lot of dudes, they do that a lot. And that's one thing that I really pick up on. Like, they'll be talking to multiple women, and it's cool for them because they men. But then if you doing it, it's like, is she sleeping with all these dudes? They start asking, wanting to know more questions. And it's like, no, it don't. However I carry myself with you is how I'm going to carry myself with other men. So don't ask me that.
But is that you, though? Or are you talking about women? Because there
are different women, but there are a lot of women that are like me.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you, for what we could tell, you actually got it going on. You know what I'm saying? You're not that Drake quote. You know what I'm saying? You really are out here doing things. Right. We have other women who will literally talk to a dude just to get a Birkin bag. Just to get flued out. So why is it like that? You gonna fly me out? I just said.
I mean, yeah, there are women that are like that but there are men that are like that too, that will get with women just to use them. Like, he know his car gonna be messed up. I call it the lone kind with men. They'll know, like, I don't really like this girl, but I'm gonna talk to her because she got a car. My shit gonna be fucked up next week. So I'm gonna talk to her. I know my mama gonna put me out in 2 weeks because we stay getting into it. And I know she got a crib that I can come stay at. So you know what? I'm gonna just mess with her so I can get what I can get from it. So it's a lot of men who do it too. Right. So that's why I said it's individual. And
to add to that, a lot of men feel like women they can't do what men do. So, like, what I do as a man, you can't do what I do. I'm a man. So, with that mentality, of course, when you're a woman doing what a man does, he's going to be like, that's a hoe, that's a whatever, because you're not supposed to do what I do. Yeah. It is the ego. Yeah, it is. Because I had a dude tell me, he was like, well, men are visual, so that's why they do what they do. That's not that shouldn't justify.
Everybody got eyes.
Okay, so I'm the only dude in the room, so I want to ask this shit, right? So, you pop in, you doing your thing. Are you submissive? Like, let's say we together, right? And I'm paying for everything. Right. You gonna listen to me regardless?
I mean, it depends.
On what?
I mean, submissive, I feel like for me to be submissive to a dude, you have to show dominance. I feel like a lot of men don't. They think paying for things makes them dominant. Your attitude, your personality, your assertiveness as a man makes you dominant. So I will naturally submit to you if you can show that dominance and that assertiveness. And now it's the difference between being assertive and disrespectful. So I think people get the two confused. They think like if they talk a little stuff to you, chuck you up here and there, something like that, that makes them dominant. No, it's about how you come to situations, how you go about things, how you address things with me, how you talk to me. It's about certain things like that. Now, I'll naturally submit to that, but I'm not just going to submit to somebody who's just paying for things, because I can pay for my own things.
Okay.
So that's what the difference is. Now I have had problems with that with dating, where that was a big issue because I am so dominant, but they didn't have it in them, because if you were a full man, you wouldn't let me dominate you. You wouldn't even feel dominated by what I'm doing. Thanks. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what
real.
it is.
I agree. Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you another question, because you are a dominant woman.
Yeah.
Do you like the idea of being submissive?
I do. I definitely do. I
Every
love
woman?
it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm with, like, hey, we had these conversations all the time. I'm with it.
Yeah, to the right one, though. It can't be.
Women, that's what women do, though. They don't fuck around with a nigga that ain't shit.
Yeah.
He ain't shit.
Right.
And he like, why she ain't doing this? Why she? Because you're not the
Exactly.
that she just
You out here sleeping around and doing all this weird stuff, but then you want her to be at home cooking and cleaning, and then you saying that's the reason why you cheating.
Let me ask you another question.
That's fucked up, bro. I feel outnumbered. I feel totally outnumbered.
Let me ask her another question. You got your own bag.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Do you want to always spend your own bag?
No. Of course not.
We had that conversation.
I know we know. But, like, yes, we had this conversation. We weren't talking about women like y'all. We weren't talking about women. I want to talk about women like y'all.
Right.
Going back to what I said earlier. I was talking about them bummy ass, face ass chicks.
But we said deep down they still want that. They still want that. And
like, if
they
he was saying it was a girl who like felt a way that he was paying for things.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, even no matter how dominant a woman is, deep down, she wants a man to take care of her.
That's
period.
Deep down, she does.
that is the most independent
But then
woman,
it's some women though that do have. I have ran into women that want to control a man, so they use their assets and what they have to control a dude. So him paying for things sometimes or doing certain stuff, it's like, no, I got this, because they want to be able to run you. But that only goes for the weaker men, because them are the ones who don't really have much or really have their own or really got a lot going on. So she feel like, I'm doing better than you, so I can run you, type of vibe. So it is a lot of women that's like that too. Damn. So yeah.
At the end of the day, whether it's a man or a woman, it's an individual at the end of the day, and we don't fuck with bum ass people.
Exactly.
We don't fuck with bums.
And that's why I hate the topic of the gold digger thing. Like where guys are like
gold diggers too.
They are. They like, they don't want to mess with no bum. Like, why would I want somebody who has nothing if I got something? That don't make sense. They like, oh, you supposed to love a nigga if he broke. That's different. If he had it when I was with him and he lost it. Yeah. Versus him coming into a relationship and can't do nothing. Why? How he gonna take me out? I gotta pick him up for him to take me on a date. That's crazy. Right, that's crazy. Like, I can't even come stay at his house. He ain't got nowhere to live. Or even if he do, he living with his parents. When you a grown woman, you don't want to go stay at nobody's parents' house. Right. Like, when you got your own crib, you can just be like, oh, come home to my house. Like, it's different. Like, you will want the same. Like, you will want what you have. Now, that's a difference from the women who ain't got nothing and want somebody who got something. That's where it's like,
then you also have some men. I see it more with men. I mean, maybe women too, who prefer women who ain't on their level.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why those right there, what I like to call manipulative.
Yes.
That's what I like to call manipulative, because that's where the control comes in. They want a woman, they want to see her doing good, but just not better than them.
Exactly. Yep.
And they like to run them.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean about that.
Go ahead.
It was just like, when I first, it was like, stay who you were when I met you. So if you weren't this ambitious girl when I met you, why are you trying to become that?
Exactly.
And I was like, wow. It was,
that's
just
on crazy.
Justin the Boy page.
Yeah, that sounds like some shit he was saying. I
think it was on his page. But I was just like, that's wild. But like you said, manipulation.
Yeah, they want to be able to control. It's some men who want to be able.
But what about the women? Because y'all talking all this shit about
I know it's women out there too. We all seen the thin line between love and hate.
I mean, I'm just saying, because it's like, yo, like.
She had that control. She had the asset, but we know it's on both sides.
It's definitely both-sided, because men go through a lot of the same stuff that women go through. They just don't talk about it. That's why our side is more boisterous when it comes to, oh, he ain't none or he ain't this, because we gonna speak our mind about it. Women get on social media, they vent because they're emotional. Right. Men don't want to tell nobody, oh yeah, I got cheated on by like the last 3 girls I was with. Yeah. You know, or they ain't gonna say, oh, she used and abused. So, you know, they're not gonna talk about it. That's not cool for them. Ego. But if it was, it would be the same thing. They would be venting and doing all the same stuff we doing.
Women don't mind look crazy. They
don't. They don't mind. They been posting.
Got cheated on.
Yeah. They been on Facebook typing their feelings out. And that's why I tell women to stop doing that too, to expressing their feelings on social media. Like when it comes to like men and how they feeling and, you know, stuff. I tell women all the time, stop doing that, because it don't make no sense. It's like you letting him know that you're hurt. Right. And I feel like a lot of the ways like to get back at men is to let them guess how you feel.
Oh, hell no. We ain't finna do that.
Yeah, let them. They are, though, because if a man go on his girl page, like, really think about it. If a man gets into it with a woman and they beefing, they into it, they not together no more, and he go on her page and he don't see nothing like, oh, I'm heartbroken, I'm messed up. All he see is good times and she having a good day and ain't nothing wrong. He like, does she care that we done? Like, you know, it puts that out there, and I feel like that's how women can take their power back in situations where they feel like they got hurt or messed up, because then it switches the line of, does she care? Does she really give? Because you are in the relationship thinking like, did he really care? Did he give a damn? So then when you switch and now it's on you, because now he's wondering the same. Now he's the one chasing you. Exactly. You got to change the narrative.
Treat you like a doormat if they know that you're just going to keep running back. Like,
exactly. They do.
We do this. All right,
and if they see that you express, when they go on your page and they see that you hurt or messed up, they be loving it. Like, because I got brothers, so I personally seen them in huddles with their friends, like, she on your crap, look what she said. Like, you know, like laughing. They be laughing at us. Yeah. Like, dudes really laugh at us. So that's why I said it's better to go that route, even though women don't. They still get on there, but that's why I'm pushing it as hard as I'm pushing it with trying to, you know, get it through women's head. It's working now. It's working for a while. They'll be listening for a little while, but I'm starting to see it like down my timeline of like what women are saying, what they doing, how they, you know, women that ask me a question, then I go on their page, you know, a little later, because I do stuff like that. I check, let me see what she doing. She asked me this question, so she gonna take my advice. Yeah. So and then I see it, and she really is moving that way. So
that's good.
Yeah,
inspiring a generation.
Absolutely.
Yes, for sure.
Well, hey, thank you for coming to our show. Thank you for being solid too. Yes. You know, most people hitting the DMs, they be acting all, you know, but you solid.
Yeah, for sure. I don't do the Hollywood stuff. Yeah,
that's good to know. Yeah, so you know, in closing, what is some advice that you can provide for anybody that's just trying to get like you, trying to?
I would say structure. You gotta focus. I think one of the biggest things of why women and men, period, can't really get where they're trying to be because they're not focused. They put party and men and chasing love and so many other things over what they really want, and it holds them back. Women and men can be so much more further, but it's the life that you get caught up into. So I would say focused, really get goal driven, and like forget the outside stuff and just like really be ramming like into what you want and like what you're trying to do, because that's how everybody gets far. Like you gotta sacrifice your time and your energy and what you doing, because then you can't focus on what you doing if you worried about what he doing over here, or what she got going on, or who she with, or you trying to go club with your guys. Like you can't really put your focus into it when you really. So sometimes you just gotta like shut the world out and like hit it hard. Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah, for sure.
Wise words.
Wise words. And on behalf of us, because you are a rapper,
Come on with it.
On behalf of us, and it match your outfit too. You got your own chaotic album. You put that over your microphone when you had your career recording. It's gonna make you sound like you're in the booth.
Thank you. Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for coming to our show. Please give everybody your social media. You got, you know,
yes, my social media, my Instagram is Daujee_Keys. Facebook, same, Daujee Keys. On TikTok is the official Daujee Keys. So yeah.
But before she go, she gotta get freestyle.
No, we gonna play this record and then we gonna do the freestyle.
Okay.
So we doing Let It On My Ex. That's what we playing right now. What we playing?
Yeah, we can play Let It To My Ex.
Let It To My Ex. Let's turn it up. Infinite Vibes, Taste, Dash Radio. Daujee Keys is in the building.
Hey.
I like your name too.